Alright, so hey guys, Destiny Dragon God here. Now, if you're wondering why the video kind of started off like that, it's because I'm kind of got it from YouTube. Some other sources to show you guys this content real quick. So, real quick, what is this? This is the Taken King DLC that's coming to Destiny very soon. Well, very soon in the next, what was it, July, August? Yeah, 3 months. Around the game's launch last year. In September. Is September 15th to be exact, and you'll see that at the end of the video. But I will basically keep replaying the DLC in the background here, and at the end, when I stop talking, there will be the DLC, what they're saying. I mean, you really don't. It's just cinematic stuff that makes you, God, what's happening and everything else. I mean, you can pretty much see that and say, oh, this looks kind of cool. Now, I want to give my thoughts real quick on this DLC. I mean, I know it's not out, of course, but I just want to give my thoughts, especially at the last part, which we'll see on each three of these segments. But let's go ahead and get in here. So right now, it looks like you're seeing a little bit of Phobos, which is the moon on Mars. It looks like we're going to see a new area on Phobos, maybe a new area in the Black Garden. In fact, of course, they're showing out the three subclasses: the Arc Wielder for the Warlock, the Void Bow for the Hunters, and the freaking Gravity Hammer Fire Axe thing that the Titan's getting, which all of these subclasses, I'm not going to lie, looks freaking dope, and I just really want to actually use them. Anyways, other than that, we have things like new weapons. It seems like that's a new shotgun. We have new assault rifle. It seems ever since the House of Wolves, weapons have been kind of getting this new reskin after every DLC, which I am liking very much because I am a fan of the cyber-like textures on weapons. That's the way I guess I describe them. We get a new adventure. The way I guess it's saying is that we're getting a new like plot, which like we get in every other story. I mean, every other expansion. But I guess here it's going to be a bit more drawn out and more important. And like you'll see in the actual DLC, the guy talks about like how you killed his son and everything else, his army and everything else. And he's mad about it, of course. You'd be mad if someone killed your son, you decimated your army and everything like that. But before I go on and talk about that and jokingly, I just like to point interest to what it just showed there. Um, if you are thinking the same thing I am in case of are they selling the entire base game with all the DLC, it looks like they are in some big legendary edition. And the thing I gotta say before I gripe about anything about this expansion is take it with a grain of salt first. We don't know that it's not going to be more expensive because a lot of games do this practice where they sell the base game with all the DLC as like a Game of Year of Edition, Deluxe Edition, or Definitive Edition of the game later. And this isn't something that's new to gaming, and it probably won't. You probably will see more of this like as you grow up, people, or if you already are grown up as the years go by. It's not something that's probably going to change, and it doesn't really need to. The problem becomes for all those people that bought the DLC I should say months before, is it really warranted? See, most definitive editions and Game of the Year editions now come out way, way longer, like after the game's released, close to pretty much the time that the second game or next sequel is coming out. And by that time, most people have already kind of come to terms with it and don't really care. And even then, it's generally at the same price as it used to be retail, and it's either that or it's more. The problem is if they sell this legendary edition as the same price as the base game, you're going to have a lot of people getting pissed off, and I'm not going to blame them, considering that the first two DLCs had most content that was already on the disc, like most of the conspiracies already said, but it doesn't really matter. Actually it does, but my point is that this DLC, The Taken King, is brand new. From what we know and from what I've seen, because I have personally gone into all the DLC areas and everything else that were already on disc, this is new, never before seen content. This is actual DLC stuff. This is actual stuff, and this stuff looks baller, whatever you want to say. Anyway. And I'm not, this is not a video talking about the DLC conspiracy for this game or other stuff like that. If you want to see that, go ahead and check other stuff on my channel or Jordan's, i.e. the Kid 50. But anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. Yes, you get new enemies, looks like. You get a new enemy race called the Taken, which Oryx leads, which seems to be like some hive hybrid of darkness. And minus that, like I said, subclasses, weapons, areas, and a whole bunch of I'd say strikes and PvP maps. missions. Now, the thing is, I don't know the exact numbers on these things, but for $40 expansions, which is looks like what they're trying to sell this thing at, I would say the game needs to have at least 12 to 14 story missions, at least 2 to 3 open new private areas, areas. I'd say at least 3, personally. It needs to have at least 4 strikes. I'd say 3 to 4 strikes. They could probably get away with 3 and have one as an exclusive for PS4, which they already announced they're doing. A whole bunch of new weapons, a whole bunch of new armor like they did for the last 2 DLCs. That was perfect. Do it like that. The Ascension thing needs to, to some degree, needs to stay. I don't know how they're going to do it with the year 1 stuff. To some degree, it needs to stay, or they need to have some new mechanic that's easier to get stuff like how it is now in House of Wolves, so you don't have people losing their crap about how grindy it is. Besides that, PvP-wise, I'm not really a PvP person. You probably want to go to someone else's channel for that stuff. But PvP stuff, I really just advise a couple of maps, just how they do now. 3 maps isn't that bad. Maybe 1 exclusive. And yeah, also for the story missions, they can't be the same monotonous stuff we're used to. They've already tested out this quest system. I really like it. Some enemies of just waves or just a boss you just have to fight. They need to do more stuff of that, even though it's similar to the generic, go in, fight the boss, or go in, put your ghost down stuff. They need to do more switching up the bases, It's getting too, they don't want to get too generic. They really don't. But anyway, that's probably going to do it for this look-in video. I'll have more content, I'll have more stuff talking about this DLC as it comes out. Especially, I will have more stuff talking about House of Wolves, as I will tell you how my experience has been and what I feel like it should be, where it should be in terms of DLC. Is it worth it or not? What does it get on a scale of 1 to 10? Yada, 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 all that. Anyway, guys, the video is coming to its close here. Well, it won't be for you, but it is for me, because I'm going to now show you just the trailer with all the video, with all the audio and everything else. But yeah. Might I say first, I do like the character models they're putting forward on this game, or on this DLC. The character models, especially for the enemies, Oryx looks like the devil, which looks awesome to me. And they have that Cabal with the freaking wings, which looks awesome as well. And I can't wait to see what they actually do with it. And also, I'm not going to, and this is the thing I need to stress. Listen, just saying, and this is really optimistic here. Right now, I don't want to say anything bad about the DLC or bad about Bungie, other than what we know of, like, as of now, about the other DLC stuff. The thing is this, I'm not going to ever put it past someone or something to redeem itself. Personally, I feel like this DLC, especially with House of Wolves, the way it went, that's giving any, idea of how I think, or how the other video is going to go. I really think that this is a good step forward, and I really think that they're getting back on track with the way Destiny should have been. And honestly, the way that they're making this Legendary Edition seem is that's how the game should have launched to begin with. And I feel just really bad. I feel bad because I feel like some of Bungie itself got torn up based on this game and other things like that. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Playing the trailer now. Go ahead and enjoy it, and see you guys later.
His name is Oryx, the Taken King, and he's coming for you, Guardian. Can you blame him? You killed his son with his own sword. Out for revenge, and he's building a dark army to hunt you down. But I've heard the legends. You're ready. is coming, Guardian. You got his attention. Now, go get his head.
Product not yet rated.
Get the complete Destiny adventure, The Taken King, Legendary Edition.